Clyde Thompson's hands bled as he hammered scrap wood under moonlight. A struggling farmer, his boots were torn, his farm failing, yet his heart burned with purpose. Earlier, he'd seen 9-year-old Lily, a disabled girl, struggle at the library steps. Her mother's arms trembled, failing to lift her wheelchair. Lily's silent frustration pierced Clyde's soul. He couldn't turn away. That evening, he gathered old planks, bent nails, and a rusty saw, driven by a need to help. He wasn't a carpenter, his life was a string of failures, crops, debts, his late wife's garden. But this ramp had to work. Each strike echoed like a vow in the quiet night. He measured with calloused hands, balancing boards by instinct. Sweat mixed with dirt as he worked, the stars his only witness. By dawn, the ramp stood, crooked but sturdy, leading to the library's door. Lily arrived, her wheelchair gliding up effortlessly. Her laughter rang through Millersfield's sleepy square, warming Clyde's weary heart. Exhausted, he trudged home, collapsing on his porch with a coffee, staring at barren fields. His moment of peace shattered when a low rumble grew louder, shaking the ground. Tires crunched gravel, windows rattled. Clyde stepped outside, heart pounding. 12 military vehicles, armored, menacing, blocked his dirt road. Soldiers spilled out, faces stern, eyes hidden behind dark glasses. One approached, clutching an envelope with Clyde's name in bold script. The air grew heavy, charged with unspoken tension. "You built the ramp?" the soldier asked, voice flat but ominous. Clyde nodded, confusion rising. What had his simple act unleashed? The soldier's next words would change everything. Clyde's throat tightened as the soldier's words hung in the air. "You built the ramp?" The question felt like a trap. He clutched the envelope, its weight unnatural. The soldier's glasses hid his eyes, but his tone was sharp, cutting through the morning chill. "Open it," he ordered. Clyde's rough fingers tore the seal, revealing a letter stamped with the Department of Defense emblem. His eyes scanned the text. "Your actions in Millersfield have triggered a federal investigation under humanitarian protocols." His heart raced. A ramp for Lily sparked this? The letter mentioned high-level observers and an unsanctioned accessibility crisis. Clyde's voice cracked. "What does this mean?" The soldier stepped closer. "You weren't supposed to build it, sir. That girl was part of a classified program. Your kindness disrupted it." Clyde laughed, bitter. "Disrupted? It's a ramp." Before the soldier could reply, a sleek Humvee door slammed. A woman in a gray suit emerged, Agent Monroe, Department of Defense Intelligence. Her heels crunched gravel, her black folder gleaming. "Mr. Thompson, you're coming with us," she said, voice cold. Clyde's jaw dropped. "For a ramp?" "Exactly," Monroe replied. "It's changed everything." Soldiers cordoned off the road, neighbors peeked from windows, fear in their eyes. A drone buzzed above. Clyde refused. "I'm not leaving my land." Monroe handed him the folder. Inside were photos, him, Lily, the ramp, and one of his field, spiral markings burned into the soil, unseen by him in 62 years. His stomach twisted. "What's this?" he whispered. Monroe's eyes darkened. "Something buried. Something you weren't meant to find." The ground trembled slightly, and Clyde's world tilted. What had he awakened? Clyde's pulse thundered as the ground quaked beneath his boots. The spiral markings in the photo haunted him, impossible, precise, etched into his field. Agent Monroe's voice cut through. "Your ramp sent a signal, Mr. Thompson." Something below responded. Soldiers deployed strange devices, metallic rods blinking red. One hummed, low and eerie, like a heartbeat from the earth. Clyde's eyes locked on the backfield. He'd plowed it for decades, yet those symbols were alien. "What's buried here?" he demanded. Monroe's face tightened. "We don't know. But it's awake. A soldier shouted, subsurface movement. It's massive. The device flashed crimson, alarms piercing the air. Lily's mother, Kara, clutched her daughter, trembling. Clyde, what's happening? He shook his head, speechless. The ground cracked, a perfect circle forming. Soil parted like a mechanical gate, revealing darkness below. Soldiers raised weapons, but Clyde felt oddly calm, rooted to his land. Monroe barked, prepare to open it. Clyde snapped, open what? This is my home. She met his gaze. Not anymore. Your act of kindness triggered this. The humming intensified, monitors glowing orange. A low rumble shook the earth, like thunder trapped below. Kara screamed, shielding Lily. Clyde's fists clenched. If something's waking, it knows me. Monroe's eyes narrowed. Why would it? He hesitated, then admitted, I saw that symbol as a boy. In a dream. The alarms stopped. Silence fell, heavy and unnatural. The circle widened, and something stirred in the depths. A faint glow pulsed, not light but energy, ancient and alive. Clyde's breath caught. Whatever lay beneath had waited lifetimes. His simple ramp, built for a girl's smile, had unlocked a secret tied to his blood, his land, his past. What rose next would redefine his fate. The ground split wider, a glowing mist seeping from the earth's wound. Clyde's heart pounded as a towering figure rose, tall, humanoid, cloaked in shimmering energy. It wasn't flesh or metal but something ancient, pulsing like a trapped star. Soldiers froze, weapons trembling. Kara gasped, pulling Lily close. The air vibrated with a low hum, shaking Clyde's bones. The figure's presence was overwhelming, its form flickering between shadow and light. Then it spoke, not words, but a primal frequency echoing in Clyde's chest. Clyde Thompson, you have awakened me. His knees buckled. What are you? He whispered. The entity's glow intensified. You are the key. The ramp was the signal. Clyde's mind reeled. A ramp for Lily did this? Agent Monroe's radio crackled, but she stood transfixed. The figure's voice grew clearer. Your bloodline guards the land's power. The path begins. Soldiers exchanged nervous glances, unsure whether to fire. Clyde's voice shook. Path? I'm a farmer, not a hero. The entity pulsed brighter. You are chosen. The balance falters. Only you can restore it. Kara whispered, Clyde, what's it saying? He couldn't answer, drowning in the weight of centuries. The figure stepped forward, its grace defying its size. The ground trembled again, monitors screeching. Monroe shouted, hold positions, but Clyde felt drawn to the entity, as if it knew him. Why me? He asked, voice hoarse. Because your heart acted. Your blood remembers. The glow flared, blinding. Clyde shielded his eyes, but the earth shifted beneath him. A crack widened, pulling at his feet. He stumbled, the entity's hum now a roar. The path is yours. Before he could scream, the ground swallowed him whole, plunging him into darkness. Clyde plummeted through darkness, the roar of wind deafening. His hands grasped at nothing, heart hammering as the entity's hum faded above. Kara's scream, Clyde, echoed faintly, then vanished. Panic clawed his chest. He was a farmer, not built for this. Why him? The fall felt endless, time twisting in the void. Suddenly, a soft blue light enveloped him, warm and alive. His descent slowed, then stopped, as if the air thickened to catch him. He floated, weightless, in a surreal space where shadows danced with star-like glimmers. The entity hovered above, its form sharper now, radiating power. Clyde Thompson, the awakening begins, it intoned, voice vibrating through his bones. Your choices shape the fate of all. Clyde's voice trembled. What do you want? I'm nobody. The entity's glow pulsed. You carry the key. Your bloodline guards the land's secret. Images flashed, his father, grandfather, ancestors standing on this land, facing the same glow. They protected it. Now, you must unlock it. Clyde's mind spun. Unlock what? I don't understand. The entity extended a shimmering hand. The power beneath your fields. It can save or destroy. The air grew heavy, pressing on his chest. He saw his farm, Lily's smile, then a vision of fire consuming the world. I'm not a hero, he protested. You are enough, it replied. The space shifted, walls of earth forming around him, etched with the spiral symbols from his field. The entity pointed to a distant light. Go. The source awaits. Clyde's feet touched solid ground, but the air crackled. Something was coming, something ancient, tied to his soul. He took a shaky step toward the light, knowing he couldn't turn back. Clyde stepped toward the distant light, the spiral-etched walls pulsing faintly. The air was thick, charged with energy that hummed like a living thing. The entity's voice lingered, you are the key. His boots echoed in the cavernous space, each step heavier than the last. He wasn't ready for this, his life was fields, not ancient secrets. Yet, the symbols felt familiar, tugging at buried memories. As a boy, he'd dreamed of them, waking in sweat, his mother whispering, it's just a dream. Was it? The light grew brighter, revealing a stone altar carved with the same spirals. Above it, a shimmering orb hovered, radiating warmth. Clyde's breath caught. It felt alive, calling him. He reached out, and visions flooded his mind, his ancestors, guardians of this land, standing before the orb. They spoke in unison, protect the key. The orb pulsed, showing a world in chaos, fire, storms, cities crumbling. Then, a glimpse of peace, fields green, Lily laughing. Your choice decides, the entity's voice echoed. Clyde recoiled. I'm no guardian. I'm a failure. The orb flared, and a new vision emerged, his wife, Mary, tending her flowers, smiling. You were enough for her, it said. Tears stung his eyes. The ground quaked, dust falling from the ceiling. A low growl echoed, not the entity's hum but something darker, predatory. The walls flickered, shadows moving within. The power attracts others, the entity warned. They seek to claim it. Clyde's heart raced. He wasn't alone down here. Footsteps, not his, crunched behind. He spun, but saw only darkness. The orb's light dimmed, and a cold voice hissed, Thompson, you shouldn't be here. Something was hunting him. Clyde's blood ran cold as the voice slithered through the shadows. Thompson, you shouldn't be here. The orb's light flickered, casting jagged shapes on the spiral-etched walls. He squinted into the darkness, heart pounding. The footsteps grew louder, deliberate, heavy. Whatever stalked him wasn't human. The entity's glow had vanished, leaving him alone with the altar and its pulsing orb. Who's there? He called, voice cracking. No answer, only a low growl that vibrated the stone floor. His farmer's hands, rough from years of toil, clenched into fists. He'd faced coyotes, storms, and debt, but this was different, primal, ancient. The orb flared, revealing a figure at the tunnel's edge. Tall, cloaked in tattered black, its eyes glowed red, like embers in a dying fire. The key is mine, it rasped, stepping closer. Clyde stumbled back, his boot hitting the altar. I don't have any key. The figure laughed, a sound like grinding stones. Your blood is the key, fool. The air grew colder, the orb's light dimming. Visions flashed again, his ancestors falling to shadowed foes, their screams echoing. They failed to protect it, the entity's voice whispered faintly. You must not. The figure lunged, claws glinting. Clyde dove behind the altar, heart racing. The orb pulsed, and a surge of warmth flooded his veins, steadying his hands. He grabbed a loose stone, hurling it. It struck the figure, which hissed but didn't slow. The ground quaked, cracks splitting the floor. "You can't run, Thompson," it snarled. Clyde's eyes darted to the orb. Could he use it? The figure charged again, and the tunnel shook violently. Dust rained down, and a new light, blinding, blue, erupted from the orb, swallowing everything. The blue light exploded from the orb, blinding Clyde. The cloaked figure's snarl cut off, replaced by a howl of rage. Clyde shielded his eyes, the warmth in his veins surging, like fire in his blood. The light faded, revealing the figure pinned against the wall by glowing tendrils from the orb. Its red eyes flickered, weakened. "You are the key," the entity's voice boomed in Clyde's mind. "Claim your legacy." His hands trembled, but the fear ebbed, replaced by a strange certainty. He stepped toward the orb, its pulse syncing with his heartbeat. The figure thrashed, snarling, "You're nothing, farmer." Clyde ignored it, drawn to the orb's call. He touched it, and energy surged through him, visions of his ancestors wielding this power, sealing the land's secret. "You are their heir," the entity said. "Awaken." The figure broke free, lunging. Instinctively, Clyde raised his hand, and a burst of light shot from his palm, slamming the creature back. He staggered, stunned. "What am I?" The orb pulsed brighter, showing a path deeper into the earth, where a vast chamber glowed. "The source lies there," the entity intoned. "But others seek it." The figure rose, weaker but defiant. "You'll fail like the others, Thompson." Clyde's jaw tightened. He wasn't just a farmer anymore. The ground quaked again, cracks widening. Above, he heard faint shouts, soldiers, maybe Monroe. Were they coming for him or the power? The figure hissed, retreating into shadows. "This isn't over." Clyde gripped the orb, its energy steadying him. The path ahead was treacherous, but Lily's laughter echoed in his mind. For her, for his land, he'd fight. He stepped toward the glowing chamber, ready to face what waited. Clyde descended the glowing path, the orb's energy humming in his chest. The tunnel opened into a vast chamber, its walls carved with spirals that pulsed like heartbeats. At its center stood a massive crystal, radiating light that shifted between colors, blue, gold, crimson. The air crackled, heavy with ancient power. "This is the source," the entity's voice whispered. "Your blood unlocks it." Clyde's breath hitched. He felt his ancestors' presence, their strength flowing through him. But doubt gnawed, could he wield this? The crystal flared, projecting visions, a world reborn, green and thriving, then one consumed by fire, skies choked with ash. "Your choice shapes the future," the entity said. Footsteps echoed behind. Agent Monroe emerged, soldiers at her side, weapons drawn. "Step away, Thompson," she barked, eyes fixed on the crystal. "This isn't yours." Clyde's voice steadied. "It's my land, my blood." Monroe's gaze hardened. "You don't understand its power." "We do." A low growl interrupted, the cloaked figure reappeared, its form fraying but menacing. "The key is mine," it roared, lunging at the crystal. Clyde raised his hand, light bursting forth, but the figure dodged, clawing at Monroe. Chaos erupted, soldiers fired, the chamber shaking. The crystal's light surged, and Clyde felt it pull at his soul, urging him to act. He touched it, and knowledge flooded him. The crystal held the land's life force, guarded by his bloodline for millennia. But it could be corrupted. The figure's claws grazed the crystal, darkening its glow. Monroe screamed, "Stop him." Clyde's heart raced. He had to choose, to save the world or lose it all. The chamber rumbled, the crystal's light flickering. Time was running out, the chamber quaked, the crystal's light dimming as the cloaked figure's claws sank deeper. Clyde's blood surged with the land's power, his ancestors' voices urging him forward. You are the key. Monroe's soldiers fired, bullets sparking off the walls, but the figure laughed, its form swelling with stolen energy. The world is mine, it roared. Clyde's eyes locked on the crystal. Visions flashed, Lily's smile, his farm in flames, a world reborn or ruined. Choose, the entity whispered. He lunged, hands gripping the crystal. Its energy burned, flooding him with strength. The figure snarled, slashing at him, but Clyde's light flared, shoving it back. Monroe shouted, Thompson, stand down, but he ignored her. This was his fight. The crystal pulsed, revealing its truth. It could heal the earth or destroy it, depending on the heart that wielded it. Clyde's heart pounded, for Lily, his land, his wife's memory. He poured his will into the crystal, its light blazing gold. The figure screamed, disintegrating in the radiance. The chamber stabilized, but the crystal cracked, its power unstable. Monroe aimed her weapon. Give it up, or we take it. Clyde faced her, calm. This isn't yours. He pressed his hand deeper into the crystal, and it shattered, releasing a wave of light that swept through the chamber, the land, the world. Above, the fields bloomed, the sky cleared. Clyde collapsed, exhausted but alive. Monroe lowered her gun, awestruck. Lily's laughter echoed in his mind. He'd saved them, but the cost was unknown. As he rose, a faint hum lingered beneath the earth. Something else stirred, watching. His journey wasn't over.